Gamer Lyme here for Xbox Nation Canada, and welcome to today's video. So in today's video, we're going to actually be talking about your Xbox connection for internet, and we're going to actually show you a few different ways possibly you can improve it. Maybe you already have the fastest connection you could possibly get on your console, maybe not, but some of these tips might actually help you. So the first thing we're just going to show you guys, we're actually on a wireless connection at the moment. Just going to go over to settings, network settings, and then as you can see, 5G. So you think, okay, 5G, it should be fast. My internet download speed is 350, or it should be 350 and 10 up. So we're just going to do a network test here on the 5G network, and you can see how terrible this actually is. So it does take a few minutes just to check your connection. Now, I mean, maybe some people are happy with the download speed, but the thing is the games are getting bigger, and the thing is that if you can download them faster, then why not? Okay, so it's showing download speed of 152.40, 1010 as an upload. So my upload speed is actually fine. My latency is 61. So latency is how long it takes for a connection to ping a certain location. Now, probably this is to the Xbox server, I'm assuming. So what's happening is 61 milliseconds is actual my ping currently right now. So wireless strength is showing 100, and that's all I'm getting is 152, and I'm supposed to have a 350 speed for connection. So I'm missing a couple hundred there. So what I'm going to do here has packet loss 0. If you do have packet loss, then that's obviously an issue. Black Ops 6, you can actually turn on all your different settings. You can turn on your packet loss, latency, just to check and see if something's going on with your internet at the time. But I'm going to show you how you can do this on your console, basically, to try and improve your download speeds, get a better connection speed for your first-person shooters like Call of Duty, and they're actually quite simple to do. So first thing we're going to do here, I'm just going to show you guys. We're going to go ahead and try and download a demo, just so we can do a comparison. So what we're going to do is download the Lego Marvel Avengers demo. We're going to click on it. We're just going to go get free. Got it. And we can actually check the install progress. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And right now you can actually see it's not that big, 1.53 gigs. Download speed is basically 84, 81. And sometimes too, the speeds are dependent on the Xbox servers. Sometimes the servers are not the quickest, so maybe you're not going to actually get maximum download speed all the time. But the whole thing is that this is going to actually cap out. If my connection speed is only 150, then obviously I'm not going to get much more than 150 when I'm downloading. That's going to be what's sort of like the maximum, where it's going to hover around, and that's going to be it. So obviously it doesn't take that long here, but if you're downloading, let's say, 100 gigs, 120 gigs, something like that, it's going to take much longer. So what we're going to do is just going to go ahead, we're going to cancel this, and then I'm going to plug in my internet connection for you guys to see this. So we'll go ahead and cancel all. We'll clear the queue. I will plug in my internet connection. Okay, so we're going to go back to settings again, just so you guys can see this. Network settings. On the right-hand side, it does say wired. I have a NAT type of open, so we're going to go down to here and test network speed and statistics. It's going to check the connection again, and you guys are going to see a huge improvement. So if you guys are just, for example, setting up your console, let's say you have it in your room somewhere, you don't have an internet connection there, or just thinking, oh, I'll just leave it as wireless, why not, right? And what's the use? You guys need to obviously switch to a wired connection, because wired connection will give you a much better connection than what wireless will. So if we compare, now you can see download speed is 325. Upload was 1032. Latency is 56. Now, it doesn't necessarily change much on latency, and I can't really help that because it's all going to be the fact of, how long it takes to get to that connection. Well, latency will actually touch on maybe. We might be able to do something about that. But for the time being, I'm going to go back. I'm going to show you guys the actual improvements. So we're going to go back to the home page. We're going to once again look for a demo. Now it is a small demo, so you might not be able to see how much difference the speed will be. So we're going to go in there, back to the same thing. We're going to go ahead and install. And now I should have went on here and we'll see full queue. Now you can obviously see the difference right here already. We're hitting 235, 243, 240. Now this is only 1.53 gigs, but imagine if you're downloading 100, 120, you know, and my speed like now is like 25 seconds left on this download. That's making a big difference. So this is obviously, like I said, this is a wired connection versus a 5G wireless connection. So obviously this is the better choice for me. So if you actually have a wired connection and you have a terrible connection, then it means you guys need to upgrade your hardware that's actually in your home. Basically, you either have your now we're hitting like 290 almost. So the download's done. So like I said, if you guys are getting a better download speed on wireless than what you are on wired, then you probably need to do some upgrades with your equipment, because wireless can be faster at times if your equipment is not that good. But most of the time, your wired connection is going to be the fastest. So now we're going to go back to settings again. We're going to go back to network settings. Just quickly, I'll go back to networks or test network speeds and connections. Just so this is nice and fresh for you guys. We're going to look at the actual latency issue on here. And you'll see every single time I'm gonna hit close to my 350 now for my download speed with my wired connection. Shouldn't be too much longer. So 334, 55 milliseconds of latency. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and now we're gonna make some changes here. So what we're gonna do is go down to, let me see here. We're going to go to advanced settings. We're going to go to DNS settings. Now, sometimes this does not work for everybody. It all depends. It can be good. It can be bad. So what you'll have to do is try and see. Like if you're noticing in Call of Duty, or let's say something that, you know, you just can't seem to be getting that cutting edge, you know, seems like you're the last person who's always getting that kill basically from somebody and you think you should be getting it, then this would be a setting you actually go into and try. So we're going to actually use Google's DNS servers. So we're going to go 8. Going to go next. 8, 8, 8. That's your primary. Your secondary is going to be 8, 8, 4, 4. And then you're just going to go and hit next. That's going to be it. So what we're going to do, we're going to go back into, everything's good. It's going to obviously check your connection. If you're going to a DNS, there are other options that you can actually go to. Google is supposed to be safe for you to go to. It's one of the faster ones. So if you think, oh, I'll just go to this one, you have to watch it, because certain times if you go to a DNS server and it's not secure, then your information is not secure. So you want to make sure that, you know, it's a secure connection, which Google actually is. So now we're going to go back to our test network speeds and statistics. We're going to check our connection. We're going to see if possibly we can actually get our latency to come down. And it might not. All depends on, you know, what the traffic's going on out there. It's basically, it's like a route. Imagine going to the store and you're taking a different route. So that's all it is that when your internet service provider gives you DNS settings, it's picking a route, or it has its own DNS settings that it's actually picking to pick up traffic. On here, it's, you know, it's not, it's obviously latency here is 57, so it hasn't changed that much. Download speed, I believe, has actually improved a little bit. We'll actually just go back. We'll double check this again, just in case. We'll see if this happens to be faster. And I mean, obviously, I mean, 57 is not terrible. It's not the greatest. It's not like I have 20, but the whole thing is that also too, for Call of Duty, it could actually make a difference. We can actually go into Call of Duty and just check and see on there too. because you can check your connection speed in there too to see what it actually is. So okay, so still showing 57. Oh, actually, you know what? It's not going to be, this test is not going to be accurate on mine because I actually have my router set up as using Google DNS servers. So regardless, whatever happens that I set my console to, my whole internet connection all through my house is using Google DNS servers. But like I said, you can actually try this and you can actually check the latency and see if it happens to make a difference. So we're just going to go home again. This is something that actually most people, when they turn these settings on, they get an improvement with their Xbox connection. So what we're going to do, we'll just hit our home button, going to go to settings, going to go to network settings, advanced settings, go all the way down to the bottom, this last one, QoS tagging settings. We're going to click on that, hit the first one, second one, restart your console, and retry your connection. And then this is the other thing too. Let's say, for example, you have more than one console in your house. We're just going to go to settings. We're going to go to network settings, advanced settings, and we're going to go down to alternate port selection. So if it happens that you guys have more than one console in your house, then it's possible that you could have a conflict between one and the other. So what I would suggest is you go to this location. Like I said, this here is network, advanced settings, and alternate port selection. What you can do here, instead of automatic, you can change it to manual and you can select a different port. So if you have two consoles that are actually on the same router, what I would suggest is you go in and change one of these to use a different port. Sometimes this can actually straighten up your NAT type basically on your console. Or I've even had times where a certain port for some reason happens to show NAT type as moderate. I change the port to, a different setting in here, and all of a sudden my NAT type is perfectly fine. So you can actually change that too. So that could be one other thing that you guys are getting into that may help your internet connection. So if you're actually having NAT type issues where you can actually port forward your routers, different things like that, but that's all dependent on the router, how you actually do it. So it's going to be pretty hard to show you guys a video of explaining how you actually get a NAT type that's moderate to open without knowing what your router is. So, but anyways, this is some of the things that actually could possibly help you get your better internet speed connections, whatever you want to call it, for your Xbox, and actually get your downloads faster and possibly give you that cutting edge when it comes to playing games like Call of Duty, and you can actually be the top of a match when it comes to who actually gets the kill in a game. So anyways, that's about it, and hope you like this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you can, and we will actually have more tips and tricks for you guys in the near future. So we'll talk to you later. Hope you like the video. Bye for now.